Beloved one, something greater than you can see brought you here today. This moment was not born from coincidence, but from divine precision, a sacred orchestration that whispered your name in the unseen and led you to this message. If this message touches your soul, write in the comments, "I receive this blessing with an open heart." This will be your spiritual confirmation. You may feel the weight of it all, the unraveling, the silent storms. But what appears as a breakdown is truly a breakthrough, a sacred pause from the heavens to realign your soul with truth. If this message touches your soul, write in the comments, "I receive this blessing with an open heart." This will be your spiritual confirmation. The divine does not destroy without preparing the ground for something greater. Sometimes, the collapse is permission to build anew, a sacred invitation to surrender what no longer serves the light in you and step fully into the path your soul has always known. The cracks you feel are not signs of failure, they are portals. Portals through which grace enters, and where your spirit learns to trust what the eyes cannot see. You are not falling apart. You are falling into place, piece by piece, truth by truth, being guided not by logic, but by light, by an intelligence that speaks only in silence. Each tear you shed has watered a hidden seed, and now that seed is beginning to stir beneath the soil, a seed of purpose, of deep remembrance, of who you truly are when all masks fall. The path is not lost. It is being rewritten, not with confusion, but with clarity disguised as chaos. The divine sometimes hides its gifts in shadows. To see if your soul can recognize the truth even in the dark, this season of breaking is holy. It's where the old illusions shatter, and the radiant self beneath the surface begins to rise. Not in noise, but in stillness. You have not been abandoned. You have been chosen for transformation, because the road you are meant to walk requires a shedding of all that was never truly yours. Let your spirit breathe now. Inhale not answers, but acceptance. You are not failing, you are remembering. And what's being built now is built to last. There is a divine whisper echoing through every quiet moment. A voice saying, "You are not lost. You are being redirected by love itself." And every closed door is a doorway to sacred alignment. You have felt disconnected perhaps, as if the heavens had gone quiet. But silence is the language of preparation, and stillness is the womb of miracles. Right now, a new foundation is forming beneath your feet. It may feel unstable, but trust this. The divine never removes without replacing, and what's coming will make sense of everything. Let the walls fall. Let the past dissolve without resistance. Your higher self is guiding this release, not as punishment, but as pure protection. What was built on fear must fall, so that what is rooted in love can rise. You are not behind. You are being prepared for something too sacred to be rushed. So take this breath, this moment, and place your hand over your heart. Feel how it still beats with divine rhythm, even in the middle of this holy undoing. And remember, a true path doesn't scream. It calls gently. It waits in the quiet until you're ready to hear. And now, beloved, you are hearing The quiet you feel is not absence. It's preparation. A sacred silence, wrapping your soul like a veil of stillness, where the divine carves a new path, not with noise, but with light. Light that seeps in through every broken edge, through every surrendered breath. You are standing at the threshold of a portal, not a door made of wood or stone, but a shimmering veil, a passage between what was and what must be. And as it opens, it invites you to remember your sacred name. There is a garden within you, a sacred place untouched by chaos, a place where your soul dances in the light of its own becoming. Can you feel the breeze there? The scent of ancient truths blooming again? It is the space where your real path is no longer hidden, but remembered. Not every battle is meant to be won. Some are meant to free you, to shake loose the weight of false identities, to release what you thought you had to carry, so that you may rise lighter, clearer, and full of sacred knowing. This moment is not a punishment. It is a divine invitation to choose yourself again, to choose love over fear, alignment over illusion, truth over comfort, and destiny over delay. You have cried in silence, but your tears have been heard. They became prayers, and the universe listens to prayers woven in pain. Now the winds of change are whispering your name, gently, but with unstoppable force. The alignment you seek is not ahead of you. It is rising within you, like a seed cracking open in sacred darkness, a new version of you, born not from ease, but from deep transformation. And nothing will stop what was written in light. Let the old roles fall away. Let the masks be placed gently at the feet of the divine. There is no need to pretend strength anymore. Your softness, your vulnerability, is your greatest key. You are being called into the light of your own truth, a light that has waited patiently behind the clouds of confusion. And now, as the storm clears, the veil is lifting, and what you are meant to become is beginning to emerge. Not everyone will understand your shift, but they are not meant to walk this sacred curve with you. This path is yours, carved by your soul and blessed by the unseen. A journey of depth, not display. Trust what you feel when nothing is certain. Trust the way your spirit leans toward light, even in darkness. These subtle pulls are not just hope. They are guidance, spiritual currents moving you toward destiny. Your breakdown was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to dissolve what no longer served your highest path. And in the ashes, the real you rises. Not smaller, but brighter. Not broken, but awakened. What seemed like delay was protection. What felt like rejection was redirection. Everything was being rearranged behind the scenes. Because the divine never forgets what your soul came here to do. You may not see the full picture yet, but the threads are weaving. In sacred silence, the tapestry is forming, and your name is being written in alignment once again. Listen closely. The angels are not shouting, they are singing in whispers. Each synchronicity, each feeling, is a note in the divine melody, composed just for you, to follow home. You are not behind, you are right on time. Time was Never your enemies, it was your sculptor, shaping patience, depth, and clarity, until your soul could walk in full alignment, without fear. And now the path opens. A quiet unfolding, not forced, but divinely timed. Walk it slowly, walk it softly, but walk it knowing that your real life begins here. There are seasons of the soul that resemble winter, cold, quiet, seemingly lifeless. But beneath the surface, roots are stretching deeper, preparing to bloom with more beauty than ever before. You are in that sacred winter, where the silence is not empty. It is full of holy preparation. Every breath you take in this space is a seed being planted, a seed that knows exactly when to awaken. Not all healing looks like peace. Sometimes it looks like chaos leaving the body, like shadows rising to the light to be released, so they may never chain you again. You have walked through nights that seemed endless, but even the longest night must surrender to the dawn, and the dawn that approaches now is not ordinary. It is the light of your rebirth. You are being aligned with something ancient, something you chose before you were born, a mission encoded in your spirit that can no longer be delayed. When the veil lifts, clarity returns, not because you forced it, but because the divine orchestrated every step, including the ones that felt like detours. Your soul has never been lost. It was only in sacred hiding, waiting for the right moment. And now, it begins to emerge, carrying the light you once forgot you held. Do not fear the trembling inside you. It is the shaking of false foundations, making space for a life built on truth, a life rooted in your highest alignment. There is a dance beginning now, between who you were and who you are becoming. A sacred choreography led by spirit, guided by timing too perfect to plan. The love you thought was gone, the dream you buried, the peace you stopped chasing, they are not gone, only transformed. Portals of light are opening in places you once called pain, and where you once saw endings, now there are beginnings. The universe wastes nothing. Even your heartbreaks have become holy. The alignment of your path is not linear. It curves, it spirals, it ascends. Each turn brings you closer to the center of who you truly are. And that center is being restored. The divine has not forgotten your name, nor your tears, nor your waiting. Everything is accounted for in the scroll of your destiny, and the scroll is being unrolled now. You are not just healing, you are remembering. The truth, the calling, the sacred reason for your return. And it's more beautiful than your mind can yet hold. Let the winds of change carry you, gently. Let the echoes of the past fall like petals, not burdens. You are no longer who you were. You are who your soul was always becoming. The spiritual breakdown was not your end. It was your recalibration, your realignment, a spiritual compass correcting its course, guided by forces unseen, but always present. And now, as the veil thins, you are ready to walk with light in your bones, to speak with truth in your breath, and to step into the purpose your spirit never forgot. The soil of your soul has been tilled by every storm, and now it is ready to receive the seeds of your sacred becoming. Sparks of divine potential are awakening within you, responding to a rhythm only your spirit can hear. You have felt the ground shake beneath your certainty. But what is true never collapses. It only becomes more visible. Once the illusion is removed, in the quiet, in the ache, something holy is unfolding, like a lotus rising through mud, unafraid to bloom. You are not being broken. You are being freed. Every tear you've shed has watered the garden of your growth, each one held by angels, counted, honored, and now that garden begins to blossom with colors only seen by the eyes of the soul. You are walking through a corridor of light, a path no one else can walk for you. But you are not alone. Divine hands surround you, steadying each step. There are veils lifting now. Truths once hidden are becoming clear. You are remembering why your soul chose this timeline, and why this alignment had to arrive through disruption. The sacred doesn't always whisper. Sometimes it roars through the cracks in your comfort, calling you into expansion, into remembrance, into return. Portals of transformation are opening like unseen blossoms, and your energy is shifting to match their frequency. It's not imagination, it's intuition, and it's guiding you with perfect precision. A greater plan has always been in motion. Even when you questioned the silence, even when you mistook delay for denial, the divine never stopped preparing the way. Your sensitivity, long misunderstood, is your greatest compass, a divine instrument attuned to the vibrations of truth. You feel more because you were born to sense what others ignore. The winds of change are not here to harm you. They are here to carry away the false layers, so your essence can finally breathe, unfiltered, unbound, undeniable. Sacred mirrors are appearing around you, reflections of the growth you've undergone. Reminders that your journey has not been in vain, but has carved light into every shadowed place within. There is a dance between your soul and the divine, a rhythm beyond words, yet felt in every heartbeat. This is not the end of your story. It's the clearing of an old page, so a new line can be written, one that holds your truest voice. You are not the same. You were never meant to be. This shift, this spiritual quake, is realignment in its purest form. Your soul, in its infinite wisdom, chose this moment of remembrance, and now you walk with fire in your veins, and truth etched into every breath. Everything that fell apart did so to reveal what could no longer stay. And what remains now is holy, resilient, and deeply aligned. The old patterns are crumbling, not as punishment, but as prophecy fulfilled. You are being lifted out of spaces that no longer carry your light, and placed gently into divine alignment. Each shadow you faced was a sacred teacher, every delay a disguised preparation. Now, the veils begin to lift, and your spirit recognizes what was once hidden. There is a pulse, a rhythm, moving through you now, like a song your soul always knew. It calls you to remember, not with your mind, but with the memory stored in your heart. You are being called to the sacred garden within, where nothing is forced, and everything blooms in divine time. There, the seeds of your purpose have begun to stir, not in chaos, but in quiet awakening. The divine has not forgotten you. It has watched over you in silence, guiding you even when your faith wavered, preparing you for a season you thought would never come. There is a sacred dance unfolding between your soul and your destiny, a choreography written in the stars. And each step you've taken, no matter how painful, has been part of it. You are not off path. You are arriving. Spiritual strength is not loud. It's the stillness you held in moments of doubt, the breath you took when everything screamed to run, and the love you kept giving even when you felt unseen. This breakdown was never a curse. It was a holy clearing, the sacred fire that burns away what is not you. So only truth remains. You are walking through a portal now, not made of stone, but of light and surrender. Each moment of trust opens it wider, and the new world begins to greet you. Your spirit is shedding old skins. Layers that once protected now only restrict. And though it may ache, there is freedom rising beneath the surface. No one else needs to understand this transformation. It is yours alone to embody, and the universe celebrates it in silence. With signs, dreams, and divine echoes, there is a reunion happening, not just with souls who reflect your light, but with forgotten parts of yourself, long buried. Now reborn, this path you walk is sacred. Even when it looks like emptiness, it holds miracles in the making, and whispers only heard by those who listen with the soul. Nothing you lost was ever meant to stay, and nothing that belongs to your divine design can ever be taken from you. It is written, and it is returning. The time of hiding is over. Your energy is shifting, your frequency rising, and what is meant for you is already finding its way, not by force, but by divine gravity. The silence you've walked through was not empty. It was filled with instructions, encoded in light, and now you are beginning to decode what only your soul can read. This is sacred, and it is happening now. Now. Breathe, beloved soul. For what you've just received is not merely a message. It is a transmission of remembrance, a sacred echo of what your spirit already knew, but longed to hear once more. The collapse you faced was never your end. It was a divine reordering, a holy invitation to begin again, not from where you were, but from the sacred center of who you truly are. You are not broken. You are being rebuilt in light, and the cracks in your armor are the very places where love is pouring in. If this message embraced your soul, declare it below as a sacred act. I rise with grace into the path that was always mine. Let these words seal your truth and awaken your journey. Join us in this sanctuary of light and wisdom. Tap the bell to continue receiving messages like this, always in divine timing. Always when your soul is ready, you are deeply loved. Your steps are being divinely guided, and what is coming is greater than you can imagine, yet exactly what your soul has always known. May your path be lit by unseen hands, and may the silence ahead be filled with miracles waiting to bloom. This message now draws to a close, but its light will walk beside you even in the stillness.